manage him early as he is, one, just kind of getting healthier, yes, he feels good, and kind of getting his feet back under him?
It is. It was a planned off day just to kind of let him have a back-to-back games and then have 2 days to sort of reset, get a regular work day, and just think that the 2 days will be beneficial. And then at that point in time, we can just move forward with a regular kind of workload.
Considering it is so early in the season, I have to imagine you're still kind of learning the makeup of some of these guys. When you see how they battle through games and come back now in 3 of the 4 games you've already had this year, what does it say about this group, and what does it say to you, just kind of the makeup of these players?
I think it speaks to character. The guys are just relentless. Every game is important. We play it as such, and even yesterday with all that went down, Jack was really good during the game, and to kind of weather that, get to a really good bullpen, competitive at bats, really good defensive plays, and that's something I'm really excited about, proud of with this group of guys.
Is Shohei still playing through a pen today?
That was yes, yeah. I think it's in the next half hour.
What's the plan for that kind of pitch count and usage?
I don't know. My guess is somewhere between 25 and 30 pitches, and I'm not sure about his pitch mix, what he's going to do today. I'll be out there and watching them.
How much does he still sort of have to build up before he can get to the point where maybe where he was when you guys paused things?
It's going to be. I mean, it's going to be a while. I mean, I think that you start with the natural progression of a bullpen, and you've got to kind of then mix in different pitches to then face hitters again. So it's a start again. So I don't have a timeline. I don't think anyone does, but we're a ways away.
How much brain space does that take up for you, thinking about when he might pitch?
Not a lot right now. More of just making sure that we pick back up where we were before, and feeling confident in the respite, the pullback was right. He's building back up the right way, the delivery. I think once he starts facing hitters and he does the 2-3 up downs, then you can start penciling some things out really. But right now it's just more of just monitoring right now.
How much do you think you need him to pitch? Would you be happy with him just as a DH?
I think that we're still a very good club with him as a DH, obviously. We still want him to pitch. He wants to pitch. And I do think that he can handle it. He's done it in the past. I think the question is, how much do we need him right now? And I think we've answered that. His health is paramount, most important. And so whenever that time is, his build-up reaches its full kind of maturation, he'll pitch for us.
When he does get back to pitching, do you expect some sort of trade-off offensively from him, either his production or how he's feeling on a day-to-day basis? And does that kind of factor into how you guys plan this out?
I don't feel there'll be a drop-off as far as performance. Knowing that he's done it before, performed offensively while pitching, I think the only thing is just trying to figure out, will there be some baked-in off days, which I just haven't really put a lot of thought into that at this point yet.
Dave, when your name was called for the ring ceremony yesterday, there was a significant roar. What did that mean to you?
It meant a lot. It was I kind of didn't try to go to the total emotional space, but it meant a lot. There's close to 60,000 people cheering for me personally, and I think that they've all been with me in understanding my journey here as a manager, and so just to kind of celebrate me in that particular moment was pretty cool, and not used to that as far as the individual stuff, but that's what it was for, in that moment in time, and so that was really cool.
Dave, this is the first time for Roki to pitch, here in the state as a major leaguer. What is your expectation? He's going to pitch probably more here. So.
My expectation is him to go out there, and I expect a better performance than he had in Tokyo. I think there's going to be some nerves still, understandably so. It's a formidable lineup, these guys can hit a fastball They take good at bats, but I just think that he's going to go out there and give us a chance to win. And so what that looks like, I just don't know, but I expect to play good defense behind him too.
How much of the command issues he actually feels? How much of that do you think was like the nerves and like understanding the moment of concern? But how much of that stuff like mechanically has to keep working for progressing?
I think it was a combo of nerves, a combo of he didn't have feel for his split that particular night. So, you know, I don't know if it was, you know, being in the Tokyo Dome with the new baseball. I'm just not sure, but he's here, had a chance to kind of throw sides. His last side, when we were in Anaheim in the Freeway Series, he was here, and Mark Pryor said it was his best pen that he's seen him throw, so that was really encouraging here at Dodger Stadium. So, you know, expect him to, you know, build off of that.
You had any word with him?
What's that?
Did you have any?
No, I just kind of leave him alone, and I'll say hello, but that's about it.
Do you get the sense that when he's, you know, I think right, his first spring start, I think the velo kind of jumped, and obviously Tokyo, that first inning, right, the velo was like do you get the sense that he, I don't know, he gets kind of excited, that kind of comes, and you maybe have to kind of rein him in a little bit in that regard?
I think I'm still trying to learn him and giving him that leash to kind of find his way a little bit, and I think I speak for the pitching coaches as well. You know, I do think that there were times where there was an overthrow in there, which that's kind of when a pitcher loses the ball arm side, it's a little bit of coming out of your delivery, a little overthrow. So honestly for me, I just want the ball commanded. I want the fastball commanded, and you know, if it's 96, 97, 98, whatever it is, if it's commanded, I just think the split will play up even better. So whatever that number is, I'm not going to be gun watching really. And if he can do that, he's going to be successful. And also to then reach back for more if he needs it.
You say you're trying to learn him. What have you learned about him so far, personality-wise?
Confident. I think he's curious in the sense of really trying to figure out what guys that have been here have done to be successful. But he's confident still in who he is as a pitcher. But I still think that he appreciates that there's still a lot of room for growth. But at the end of the day, he's just got to go out there and pitch and kind of learn, you know, what it's like getting major league hitters out.
When you say confidently, what specifically do you see that?
Just kind of talking to coaches, players, the conversations they have. He's a confident young man. He's always been a star, you know, a prodigy. So there's obviously the confidence is kind of a byproduct of that. So that's a good thing.
How's his English?
Getting better. He's on the Yamamoto path of studying English, the language, and he practices it, he uses it, and you know, it's gotten a lot better.
How's your Japanese?
His English, I think still better than his English, but I've had a lot more chances, so I'm not saying a lot about myself.
Dave, did you get any feedback from Kershaw after his inning?
I didn't. You know, Clayton, once he does stuff like that, I kind of just let him think through it, then I'll circle up with him afterward, but didn't talk to him yet.
How's Keith doing today?
He's doing good. He's doing well. He'll be available off the bench. He's going to go through a normal day and, you know, be available for whatever we need.
Was it just like the one night of like sickness?
It was the one night. It was then just to make sure that he, you know, rests and kind of stays away from guys in the clubhouse. And then, you know, once we felt he was in a good place, to bring him back and get going again. But just one night.
Do you need any sort of like treatment, or was it kind of just rest and like?
Just rest, making sure he's hydrated, and you know, having his getting food in him and holding it down. But that was it.
Did Mookie any particular reason to give him a day off?
That was no, just kind of said it earlier. It was just kind of, we planned on it, talked about it. He hadn't played three in a row in quite some time, and then you kind of layer it on what he went through the last 10 days. So to kind of have him give everything he has for 2 days in a row, to then have a work day today, rest his mind, body, have tomorrow the scheduled day off, and then be ready to go on Monday. So we talked about it, and I just didn't want to pivot just because he had a big night last night. I want to kind of stick to the plan. That's what we expected.
Dave, what did it feel like after you got your ring to turn around and see your guys each get theirs and have that culmination of the World Series just on the field in front of all of you?
It was great, and I think if you look at each individual, they all took that moment of gratitude, and it was fun for me to see how everyone, received it, and that's what it's meant for. Any rings, it's hard to do, and so I think that what we went through last year, we understood that it was the last day, the last kind of recognition of that 2024. So it was fun to watch those guys individually kind of take it all in.
How are you gonna give Jack Flaherty his?
We're gonna do it sometime before the game today. So there's gonna be a group of us that are gonna present it to him.
Where are you gonna put your ring?
In a safe. But I like it, love the ring. They did a fantastic job, and certain speaking engagements or appearances, I'll throw it on.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, guys.